I'd like to introduce you to Don Ryder. He is a secular Franciscan, and he works for the city of Wausau, Wisconsin, as the Director of Organizational Development, and he is also an instrument of God's love and peace. Most recently, he received the Peace Award from the National Secular Franciscan Order of the United States. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Mary. It's nice to be here with you.
Could you tell us, please, a little bit about your secular Franciscan journey and how it began?
It wasn't until we were living in California that I actually got very serious about the secular Franciscans. And we actually moved to Wausau, Wisconsin, and there is where I was professed into the Third Order.
And that was around 2000, I understand.
That's correct, Mary, yes.
And so tell us about your journey. It's been quite a journey.
It has been, and it's taken us to some wonderful places. It started out really in California, like I said, and I was involved in work with the Hispanic community there. And we were involved with the Good News Center, where we supported the transition of Hispanics into the States by bringing them into the center where we had housing, where we could move entire families in and keep the family unit together. And then we were able to train them and really help them into the mainstream of our society.
And so tell us about Jamaica.
Sure. This started out with really under the guidance of Tom and Mary Pat Roovers through Helping Hands and St. Matthew's Parish in Wausau, Wisconsin. And it was through them that I worked with them and their work groups. We were involved in construction of churches and schools and clinics and homes for the people. And then we did home visits to the families there as well.
So you made several trips to Jamaica to do that, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We made several trips there, and one of the most touching ones for me was a family that we visited. I asked Father Peter to take us to the most destitute family, and he takes us up into the mountains, and we walk down this little narrow path, come into a clearing, and here is just a dilapidated little abode. And in this little building were a family with a mother and father and 9 children. Dirt floor on a steep slope. And that image really stayed with me. My brother-in-law Chuck Roach was along, and it was then that we decided to do what we could to build them a house.
So you did.
And we did.
Yes,
we did.
I understand you worked with the diocese there?
We worked with the diocese there, yes, and it was through that contact then that we also made our trip to Kenya. Again, this was through Tom and Mary Pat Roovers, and Romy Wagner and I were on that trip with a number of other people. Again, we were involved in building a church with the Kikuyu tribe up in the north, up in the jungle, and also home repairs and working with the tribes people up there.
So you met the people of Kenya, and the big project that we want to talk about is the water project.
Well, on this first trip to Kenya, we also met the Maasai tribe. These people live in the Great Rift Valley, semi-arid conditions, and water is very sparse for them. And in fact, they were in the midst of a very serious drought. Their cattle were dying, people were dying. So I'm at home now, 6 months after we came back from Africa. I'm at home in my little prayer room there, and I open the Bible, to just randomly open the Bible, and I come to John, and it's a description of Jesus hanging on the cross. And Jesus cries out, "I thirst." And this just impacted me. And I realized the passion continues today in our Maasai sisters and brothers. And then I opened the Bible again randomly, but I'm deliberately avoiding the Gospel of St. John. Instead, it opens up to Matthew 25:35. And so I start reading that. And it says, when I was thirsty, he gave me to drink. Bam, it hits me again. And it came to me, Don, you need to do something about this. What we decided to do was drill a well over there. So we decided to raise the funds to drill a well. And that's what caught people's attention. And they wanted to be part of this. And they heard something too within them. So from there, it just was a groundswell. And people locally in the Wausau area, and then it extended beyond that. It reached from coast to coast, from border to border.
So tell us, Don, what has this meant for these people?
So they have to travel up to 15 miles one way to stagnant water holes, carry this water back. And that can be a very dangerous trip. First of all, it's dirty water they're getting. Secondly, they may never return because the wild animals may attack and kill them.
Now I understand also that it's a dangerous journey because of the fact that some of the women do get raped.
Yes, you're right, Mary. That also can happen, where the women may be raped as they are going to get or return with the water.
And so this water is going to what sources? Schools?
No, they bring the water back just to their little hut, their little abode, just for their family use.
Now that's not the end of the story, though. I understand you have another well.
We have completed one well, and that's transforming their lives. The children now can stay in school because they don't have to travel with their mothers to get the water. The boys don't have to travel with their fathers in search of other water holes for the livestock, because we've also provided troughs, watering troughs for the livestock. We have trained them in drip irrigation farming, so they have now begun little vegetable plots, so they are getting a more balanced diet. Hygiene, personal hygiene has improved, so the diseases have been cut down, the infant mortality rate has dropped. It is having such a positive impact. These people really feel empowered now.
And you've trained people to take care of the well also, correct?
That's correct, Mary. Yes, we have. We took 2 Maasai, sent them to school to learn how to operate the pumps and the whole system, and also to perform the maintenance. And these individuals in turn will train others when we drill additional wells.
And you are drilling additional wells.
We are. We just completed their second well. And actually this well we are using a windmill, and it's out further into the Great Rift Valley. And just now we're finishing the piping from the well to this dispensary that Romy and I had actually visited. We had selected this site for the well, and we're hopeful now that we will be able to get the dispensary upgraded to a hospital because it will have running water.
How exciting.
It is very exciting.
Now, are you also going to have running water at is it a school, was it?
Yes. We've piped water to the school that's there, and also to the city of Sikari.
How exciting.
This is truly exciting.
Because the Lord opened the doors for you.
It's the Lord's work.
Absolutely.
And so many people have been involved in this whole effort.
Don, tell us, if someone is interested in getting involved in helping, making a donation or offering their services, how can they go about that?
Well, from our perspective, Romy and I, we consider this a great privilege to be able to do this kind of work. And others who want to contribute in some way can contact the Community Foundation of North Central Wisconsin in Wausau, Wisconsin. They do have a website, and they can, if they want to contribute financially, they can go online or send a check to the Community Foundation, but need to specify Kenya Water Projects.
What an exciting story, Don. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, and thank you so much for being God's instrument.
Thank you, Mary.
Mm-hmm.